Hi there, this is David, and welcome to my reaction of the Nintendo Direct for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I love the Xenoblade series. I have loved it for about a decade now, I want to say. I remember importing the first one from Europe because it wasn't going to be released here in America. I even went ahead and I modded my Wii to be able to play the very first one. It is just such a fantastic series. I love it. And I gotta say, wouldn't it be great if we got Xenoblade Chronicles X ported over to the Switch? Because that's kind of like the lost one in the series, if you catch my drift. That would be fantastic. But, yeah. The very first Xenoblade is my favorite one thus far. I feel like Xenoblade 2 kind of went off the rails, got a little bit too anime-ish, got a little bit too experimental with their battle system, with the blades, with all of that stuff. So after watching this trailer, it's roughly 20 or so minutes long. It looks to me like it is definitely a return to form. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The voice acting looks to be fantastic. The battle system, back to basics, nothing too complex, nothing too complicated, and that's what I like. I like whenever I can just pick up a game and just play it, and not have to worry about all sorts of strange, weirdo systems that they have going on. I don't want to deal with all that stuff. I just want to be able to play the game. So this is right up my alley. It takes place in a war-torn world called Ionius, and it has two different nations fighting against each other, Kiev and Agnes. And basically, people are born and they fight from the moment that they're born to the moment that they die. And they have a 10-year lifespan. At first, I was kind of confused about it because it said that there was like 10 different lifespans of 10 years each, and I was like, so do they live 100 years? Like, what's going on here? But it seems to me like they actually just live 10 years. But then it says that they're like reborn. I don't know. It was kind of a little bit confusing as far as how long they live. But the bottom line is that each of the characters, each of the people on this world, they live for a very limited time span, and they know when their time is up. So the highest honor is kind of being set free by their queen, who you just saw, and who is obviously evil. She looks evil to the core, and I've played this jrpg before. Sounds to me like everybody goes from like queen worshipping to gotta kill the queen. So that to me seems to be kind of the bottom line with the storyline here. So we have plenty of characters to play around with. 6 main characters here, and these 6 characters have been sent on a special mission to fight together. Interestingly, they're not all 6 from like the good nation, or have 5 people from the good nation, 1 from the bad nation. It is 3 characters from Kiev, 3 characters from Agnes, and then it seems like there's like a Nopon who just kind of follows you around. Actually, some of the screenshots showed like 2 or 3 Nopons just following you around, and I like Nopons, so I'm okay with that. And these 6 characters, at first they're kind of assigned together to fight together, and at first they're like kind of at each other's throats, but then they decide to work together because they have to go after the real enemy. It's not so black and white as far as who is the real enemy, and they have to go after and defeat the real bad guys. So I like that. Whenever a story is more adult, it does seem like it's much more of an adult themed story, which I can definitely appreciate. The world that it takes place in is vast, just like every Xenoblade game. It is huge. I love it. That's my favorite thing about Xenoblade. I have loved JRPGs since I was a little kid, playing it back with Dragon Warrior 1 on the NES, or Final Fantasy 1 on the NES, and just being kind of let loose to go out and explore this vast overworld. But I never saw an overworld like anything until I played the first Xenoblade series, and this is what I love about this franchise, is just how vast, how large, how expansive, how beautiful the overworld is. Exploration is just my bread and butter. It's my favorite thing, and I cannot wait to explore this world. It is just looks to be so full of life. And just like in the first game and the second game, you find landmarks as you go around, and that works as kind of like quick travel points for you, all that kind of stuff. You can set quest routes to just kind of follow and be able to like not get lost, because sometimes doing these quests in these large worlds, you could easily get lost. But if you are able to just kind of say, hey, I want to go over here, and then it lets you just follow this line to find your quest giver, that makes me happy. So yeah, you get the area maps, you can warp around, the fast travel, you can skip around, you could do a day-night, you can change the time of day as well to be like, hey, this quest giver or this monster only appears at night, but it's daytime, so I need to change the time. So there is quality of life improvements in here, so you're not waiting around for a year and a day to be able to, do everything that you want to do, which is a lot of fun. The battle system is back to basics. Looks like everybody fights together, kind of like Star Ocean 5, where you had 7 characters fighting together. Here, everyone fights together. You're not just having a party of 3 or a party of 4. Everyone fights together. It looks to be simple mechanics, no quick time events or anything else like that. You're not tethered to a blade. The arts are just assigned to a button. It's super simple, super easy, auto attack, that sort of stuff. Nothing too complex, which again is my key. If I put a game down for like a week or 2 weeks because life gets in the way, and then I have to pick it back up again and I'm like, wait, what do I do? How do I fight? I hate that. I like to just be able to pick up the game and say, oh, this is how I play, because they kept it simple. That's what I like. There's also specific classes that your 6 party members can utilize, essentially just attackers, defenders, and healers. The defenders will draw the aggro, the healers will heal you up, the attackers will obviously deal damage. Interestingly, whenever they showed all these various classes, I didn't see any kind of magical attacking class, which I thought was very strange. The attackers all seem to just use swords or axes or clubs or whatever. The healers would use magic, but I didn't see any kind of attack magic, which is just kind of strange. Maybe they just didn't show that off, or they didn't feature it. I just thought it was kind of an odd omission to not have a black mage there as well. Your party members can kind of link up together and do chain attacks. It looks like you can just choose it right then and there. The battle set to a pause for you, so you can choose it. You don't have to wait for a timer. You don't have to be stressed out. Anything like that. Looks fantastic. I am loving this. Everything looks to be just so well put together, so well polished. Then there's also people called heroes, which are essentially the 7th party member, and they're going to join up with you, and you can choose one of them to go along with the other 6 characters, and they all have their own special classes, but as they join your party, then you'll be able to choose their class too. It looks really cool. I cannot wait to play this game. Remember, it goes on sale on July 29th. At the end of this, they tried to sell some expansion pass, and they talked about amiibos and all that kind of stuff. I don't really care about all that. But also, I was kind of upset that they didn't talk about the special edition. The special edition is still not for sale. When are we going to be able to order this special edition? It was supposed to be weeks ago, and then they messed it up, and I still can't get a hold of it. We still need to get our hands on the special edition. I thought for sure that they would use this hype as a way to sell that special edition, but they didn't. They didn't mention the special edition at all, and I tried to go and buy it, and you still can't. So that's upsetting to me, but hey, whatever. This looks great. I cannot wait to get my hands on it myself. What do y'all like most about this Nintendo Direct? Let me know in the comments, and as always, have a good day.